not ready yet.
Hi, it's Tom with Digital Foundry. So we heard reports that the console version of Diablo 3 is having issues with frame rate after the latest 2.40 update, and the claim is simply this, that the new patch introduces stuttering, frame rate drops not seen on the previous patch 2.3. There are also reports of laggy controls as a consequence, plus menu delays and even instances of crashing, but I've replicated the issues Diablo 3 fans may have been having on PS4 as best I can, using our tools. In particular, we're focusing on Rift challenges at higher difficulties, in outdoor areas like the Dread Judge approach. Curiously, most areas run without any real issue, but outdoor spots like this show pretty drastic frame time spikes. Of course, I'm only playing solo here, but even so, the drops are hard to ignore. At its worst, there's also a clear desync between character movement and my controller input when it kicks in full force. It's a really rough experience at times, and this is largely due to the frame time, as you can see on our graph to the left, producing wildly inconsistent outputs. Out of the blue, it can jump from the 16 milliseconds required for a 60 frames per second update down to around 200 milliseconds, which is pretty crazy. Now, what's apparent is such drops aren't strictly due to the amount of effects work on screen. In fact, we can happily clutter the whole area with GPU intensive transparency effects, and Blizzard's engine still clocks a smooth 60 frames per second, but the nature of these sudden spikes, as you can see in the erratic pattern of the graph, is often a telltale sign of CPU side bottlenecks, whether that's AI, physics, or other calculations running behind the scenes. Added to that, there are smaller one-off frame drops when travelling the map with few enemies in sight. In fact, any sharp movements in any direction across the map are a real bugbear, and using a barbarian's vault ability to move quickly across terrain produces some of the bigger drops we see. In an attempt to troubleshoot the issue, we've tried similar tests on a faster SSD-equipped PS4 for quicker seek times, but the results were still the same. The aggressive frame time spikes are still an issue with an SSD installed. So we can safely rule out the console stock hard drive seek times as a cause of these one-off blips. Again, it points towards the way the engine is optimized, and in particular the systems running beneath the game. It's far from ideal, and though we don't have patch 2.3 results for a frame of reference, it certainly shows the current state of the game is far from optimal.
I must heal! I require more joy.
One last thing before we go, we thought we'd start a brand new character given patch 2.4 adds quite a bit to the experience. So we picked a freshly made barbarian and within 5 minutes found the game crashing just as we exit the gates of Tristram.
Your warriors will...
They're attacking the barricades!
It was a soft lock and we got it on capture here, basically forcing us to close the game from the PS4 menu. It's a bit of a concern given how polished Blizzard's work is as a trend, and we're hoping to see a fix for these issues soon. Anyway, that's it for now. Feel free to keep us informed in the comments, like or subscribe if you found this useful, and until next time, thanks for watching.
Need more time.